Hello, everyone. This is our presentation on GPA versus college ranking by Nick Rogers. I'll be attending the University of Pennsylvania in the fall.
Brady Galperson, and I will be attending Vanderbilt.
Sean Mortimer, and I'll be attending John Cabot in Rome. Here's the table of contents. The first slide, we have the introduction. The second slide, we have the data collection. The third slide, we have graphs and summary statistics. The fourth slide, we have analysis. And the fifth slide, we have our conclusion.
All right. Because we're about to start a new college journey, we decided to test whether or not GPA has a relationship or plays a role into the ranks of colleges that the students decide on. For our hypothesis, we thought that there would be a correlation between the two variables, GPA and rank of college. And so we decided to perform a regression t-test with a null hypothesis of the slope being 0 or beta, and with an alternative hypothesis with the slope being not equal to 0. We wanted to generalize this simple random sample that we performed on 27 students to the entire population of students at our school. After we perform the test, we will compare the p-value that we got to the significance level of 0.05 to determine what should be the correct conclusion about the relationship. The design of the study is briefly described at the bottom, but Brady will provide more information about how we performed the sample in the next slide.
So to test this hypothesis, we decided to run an experiment comparing the correlation between the two quantitative variables. We first assigned each senior in our class a number between 1 and 317, the amount of seniors in our class, in alphabetical order. We then randomly selected 30 non-repeating numbers using a simple random number generator to act as our 30 participants. Next, we asked each participant for their cumulative weighted GPA and college that they are attending, which was given a rank based on US News and World Report's college rankings. Through this, we received 27 responses. We then ran the data into a two quantitative variable data analysis test to test our hypothesis. Efforts to reduce bias, variability, and confounding, including using a simple random sample, using an N which was equal to 30, and N which was less than 10% of the population. N equal to 30 was used in particular as it is less than 10% of N and meets the large counts condition. Next slide. So the two quantitative variable data analysis tests showed us a few things. Firstly, there was a strong negative correlation of R is equal to negative 0.7 between weighted GPA and college ranking, suggesting that seniors at Loyola High School with a higher weighted GPA tend to end up at higher ranked colleges. Furthermore, the p-value was less than 0.01, making it less than an alpha value of 0.05, and incredibly unlikely to occur if the null hypothesis is true, providing significant evidence that we can reject the null hypothesis. Moreover, our least squared regression line had a slope of negative 107.37, meaning that for every raise in GPA of 1, the expected value of college ranking decreased by negative 107.37, further supporting the belief that there's a strong negative correlation between college rank and weighted GPA. Lastly, although there is no visual pattern as weighted GPA increased, the residuals got smaller, showing how with a higher weighted GPA, there was less variability in the ranking of college students were attending. Next slide.
To perform our test, we used a linear regression t-test to see if there is a significant linear relationship between GPA and the rank of college. Because we got a p-value of less than 0.001 as a result from our test, and because the significance level of 0.05 is greater than the p-value of 0.001, we have enough statistical evidence to reject the null hypothesis, meaning that we can conclude that the alternative hypothesis of there being a relationship between the two variables is true. To sum this up, we came up with the following interpretation of the data. At the 5% significance level, there's enough evidence to support the claim that there is a significant linear relationship or correlation between the cumulative weighted GPA of students and the rank of college that they are attending in the fall.
Using our linear regression t-test, as Nick said, we have convincing statistical evidence that there's a strong negative correlation between the GPA of students and the rank of college they are attending. As the cumulative weighted GPA increases, the rank of college students are attending decreases and can be considered more prestigious. Given our alpha, there's a 5% chance we could have committed a type 1 error, where the null hypothesis is true and there is no correlation between cumulative weight GPA and the rank of college students are attending. We were limited in our sampling because we are only able to receive responses from 27 randomly selected students. There could have possibly been a non-response bias in this experiment. Additionally, the GPAs reported by students could have been overestimated. If we were to improve this experiment, we could verify with administrators for the correct GPAs. During our sampling process, we had some difficulty finding the randomly selected students due to different class schedules, attendance, and conflicts given in the last few weeks of the year.
Thank you. That is our presentation.
Thank you.